Hello students, now I can see 7 people have joined. I hope you can hear me properly. If you can hear me properly, then say yes sir, we can hear you properly so that I can have a better understanding. Alright. So I hope all of you can hear me properly. We'll be starting a new chapter today, that is coal. Coal and petroleum will start. So, from the last class, that is sale. If you have any questions, if you have any queries left, you can put it there. We can start directly by having a little discussion about that and going to the next chapter later. And if you don't have any queries left, then we will directly start the new chapter, that is coal and petroleum today. So, till now only 7 people have joined. That is not a good response from it at all. I at least expect 60% of people joining the class, joining the live session, so that all are getting benefited from my live videos. Right. So I'm starting the topic today, that is coal and petroleum. So before we talk about coal and petroleum, let's talk about energy. Reusable energy, non-reusable energy, or renewable energy or non-renewable energy. What are these things? Infinite supply of energy, non-infinite supply of energy. Why do we actually need energy? Clear? So first discuss about energy. What is energy? Energy is a form, clear? Energy is a form that we can use to make things work. Energy can be used to make machineries work, clear? And in our human life, we need multiple type of things to work, like suppose electricity. If we want electricity, we must be running some kind of machinery that can actually produce electricity. So there must be some kind of energy needed, clear? So that is one kind of energy. Also, suppose we need to cook food, we need what is it called, flame, or we need fire before we can cook anything. So there is also a need of energy, that is fire energy. And from where we can have fire energy? From different sources, from natural gases, from coal, from wood, here. So that is the need of energy. Now, energy can be obtained in various ways. In what kind of way? Like in renewable resources and from non-renewable resources. What are renewable resources now? Renewable resources can be considered as those resources which have a unlimited supply, which can be used again and again, and their supply has no less. Here, their supply is no less, and they can be used for a very long time. But what is non-renewable energy? Non-renewable energy are considered for those things which have a less supply, which have a what to better say, like fixed supply. We cannot have it for a very long time. We cannot have it for ultimate time. It has a less supply. It is fixed. The amount of the material is fixed. If we consume all the materials, there will be nothing left to use. That are known as non-renewable supplies. So in non-renewable supplies, one of the supply is coal. Coal is a good source of energy, clear? Because we can burn coal to make fire, and fire is actually heat. The heat can be used to run various kind of instrument, various kind of machineries to make energy or make different type of energy. Suppose we have heat energy from coal, we can convert the heat energy into electrical energy, into light energy, clear? So there are multiple application of heat energy. Now if we talk about coal, the coal is gained from where? Coal is gained from the ground. And where does the coal come inside the ground? Coal must have been formed somehow. Yes or no? Coal must have been formed somehow. Before the formation of coal, what were there? There were trees. Clear? Millions of years ago, when there was no human in the earth, there were multiple trees. Many billions and millions of trees are there on earth. So, for many years, for millions and billions of years, those trees were, what happened to them? They were buried under the soil. After the trees are dead, what will happen? They will fall here. They will fall on the ground and they will be covered up by soil. And after layers and layers of soil were covered up over the different trees, what happened? They were converted. The material of the wood were converted into something else. It was converted into coal. Clear? So there are specific regions where we can find coal mines, because in that specific regions millions and billions of trees were buried down, were dead, and they were buried down on a layer of soil. Clear? That's how after so many long years it was converted into coal. So in coal mine, there are multiple different type of things we can actually acquire from them. Clear? Coal is one product of coal mine. What are the other products? That can be natural gases. Natural gases are mixture of different gases. It includes methane, it includes ethane, propane, butane, these kind of things. This is a mixture, and this is very explosive as well. That's why when going to a coal field or a coal mine, it is very essential to keep the securities in mind, because if there is any amount of fire, then it can actually create a devastation. It can actually burst and get ignited. So it is always recommended to have proper measures before going to a coal mine. Now, a coal mine actually also give us another thing, that is petroleum. There is a significant difference between petroleum and petrol. Clear? We'll discuss it about in our next class. So before that, let's talk about the coal. What is coal? How many different type of coals are present, and what is the main basic use of coal? So coal is made up of wood. Clear? Wood transformed into coal. Coal is having very high percentage of carbon. Coal is having very high percentage of carbon. That's why it is also able to burn. And when coal burns, what is happening? Carbon dioxide will be releasing. Carbon dioxide is not a very good thing for our environment. That's why burning coal is not a very good thing for environment. But burning coal can be used to run multiple machineries. Though we are dealing some kind of damage to the environment, but we are also having definite benefits like electricity, like heat energy, like gas for our gas burner to cook food, this kind of things. Clear? So first, coal are differentiated into multiple categories. What kind of categories? The quality of coal. The quality of coal depends upon how good a coal burns and how much heat energy is gained from the coal. Suppose a coal is not very good at burning and it doesn't give us much heat energy at all. So that quality of coal is definitely not very good. It is of low quality. So there are four different type of coals. First coal is anthracite coal. Next is bituminous coal. Next is third coal is peat coal. Clear? And another type of coal is there, that is anthracite, bituminous, peat, and lignite coal. Clear? So these four kind of coals are present. Among them, anthracite coal is the best quality. It has the highest amount of heat yielding when we burn it, and also it produces less amount of carbon dioxide. So this is the best kind of coal. Now, what are the uses of coal? Let's talk about the uses of coal. In power stations, what are power stations? Where electricity is generated by using heat energy. In those power stations, or thermal power station, better to say, what we do, we use coal to burn. When we burn coal, what happens? Heat energy is released and fire is released. through that heat energy and fire, what we do, we boil water. When water is boiled, what will happen? It will produce lots and lots amount of steam. And where this steam will go? The steam will be sent to a chamber where the turbine is placed, and the turbine blades will be rotating in very high rate by the force of the water vapor, and that's how the turbine will rotate and electricity will be generated. That's how coal can be used in multiple thermal power plants to create electricity, and that electricity can be spread across a vast region. The electricity we have in our home are mainly from thermal power plants. Other than thermal power plants, there are other kind of power plants like hydroelectric power plants and also windmills, but they have much more restricted place because not all places can have hydroelectric power plants and windmills. So basically we depend upon coal, and basically we depend upon the thermal power plants for our electricity. So that is a big energy of big use of coal. Now moving to the next part, that is carbon present in coal. Coal can be actually used to extract different kind of metals from its metal ores. How it is used for extracting metals? Coal or carbon is a good material that can react with oxygen. Suppose a metal ore is having oxygen bound with it. Suppose zinc oxide. Clear? Zinc oxide is a metal ore. So how I can actually extract zinc from zinc oxide? I can simply mix coal or mix carbon with zinc oxide and give it some heat. What will happen? Carbon will react with the oxygen present in zinc, and it will form carbon dioxide, and zinc will be remaining. So that's why in very simple steps we can recover zinc from zinc oxide. That is one way. There are various other ways through which we can actually also gather different other materials from the metal ores. Clear? Okay, till now I have completed talking about lots and lots of information. Tell me if there is any confusion left or not. If there is confusion, we will definitely talk about it and try to solve it. So go on and put your comments on the comment section, so that I can know what is the confusion remaining. Okay, 11 people are watching, but no one is having any doubt. That is very surprising. If you have any doubt, put it fast so that I can see and we can have the discussion. Otherwise, I'll move to the next topic. All right, I see there is no what is it called? There is no doubt. What is fossil fuel? All right, that is a good question. Fossil fuel are those fuels which are made by plant or animal body. Fossil fuel can either be coal, fossil fuel can either be petroleum. Clear? What is fossil? First, we have to know that what is fossil. Fossils are parts of animal body or plant body that were buried down under soil for millions and billions of years, and for millions and billions of years they have changed into some kind of fuel. Here, that is known as fossil. Now, fossils can be actually used in different beneficial purposes. The coal we are talking about, that is actually fossil of woods or fossil of big trees, nothing else. Clear? And the petroleum is fossil of animals. We'll talk about it in later. Clear? So, anything else remaining? I hope you have understood what I am trying to say. If the doubt is clear, then say yes, sir. Fossil fuels were from of the dead remains. Yes, that is the dead remains of plants. Here, the dead remains of plants, when buried under the soil for millions of years, it will change into coal. Anything else? Any other doubt? All right. So moving to the next part, that is natural gases. Clear. Natural gases are also found in coal mines because when coal is being produced, when the dead, what it called, dead plants or dead trees are buried under the soil, they are decaying continuously, and decaying materials releases gases. These gases ultimately will be converted into natural gases. Clear. CNG. You have heard of CNG. What is CNG? CNG is nothing but compressed natural gases. The full form of CNG is compressed natural gases. It is a mixture of various kind of gas. Like the basic component, the main component of CNG is methane. Clear? Methane is a colorless, odorless gas. Now, methane is one thing. Other things like ethane, propane, butane, these kind of gases are also present in compressed natural gases. So, compressed natural gas, what is the use of compressed natural gas? Compressed natural gas can be used to burn different things. Clear. Compressed natural gas is very, what is it called? Very, I mean, when you put fire, it burns instantly. Clear. So when we are dealing with compressed natural gas, we should be very careful. Compressed natural gas can be used to melt different things. It has a very high temperature when it is burning, so we can use it in burning or cutting metal components. It can be used in welding materials. Clear. Welding and cutting purposes, natural gas or compressed natural gas can be used. Clear. Also, compressed natural gas can be used to run automobiles, like auto rickshaw nowadays use compressed natural gas to run as a fuel. Clear. So compressed natural gas has a benefit that we can compress. That means we can compress lots and lots of gas into very small chamber, and we can use it for fuel purposes as well. We can run the automobiles for with it. All right, CNG is very less polluting and cheaper fuel. That is also true. CNG, when it is burning, it produces water vapor as well as carbon dioxide. But the amount of carbon dioxide that is created is very low. That's why it is less polluting than petrol. Clear? When we are burning petrol, it causes much pollution. But there is also a problem. CNG is a gas and petrol is a liquid. It is much more harder to bring gas into a small container because gas always exerts a high amount of pressure. So there is always a chance of bursting of gas. But in case of petrol, the chances are much more lower. So it is better to use petrol in risky cases. Now, after compressed natural gas, we'll go and talk about the petroleum. We talked about coal, how coal is forming. Now, let's talk about petroleum, how petroleum is forming. Petroleum is actually a fossil fuel that is made up of decaying animal materials, animal body. Clear? In under the sea, there are multiple different type of one-celled or single-cellular organisms or very minute, very tiny organisms present. So when the organisms die, what will happen to their body? Their body will be layered on the sea bottom. When an organism dies in sea or in ocean, what happens to its body? Its body will simply come up and will be placed on the bottom of the sea floor. And after that, suppose millions and billions of these bodies are continuously being disposed of on the sea floor. After after some days, the sea floor will be covered by mud, or it will be covered by small granules of like dust, like sand, like other particles. Clear. And it will be covered in the whole mass of the single cellular organisms or very tiny organisms. They will also be buried under a layer of mud, a layer of soil. So for millions and billions of years, the soil will be forming, it will be forming layers upon the dead and decaying animal materials and animal bodies and the single cellular organisms. And after millions and billions of years, what will happen? they will be converted into a liquid that is known as petroleum. So petroleum is nothing but fossilized form of animal body and fossilized form of single cellular and very tiny organisms. So this petroleum also has different kind of characteristic. Petroleum can be used to extract multiple type of materials from it. Petroleum and petrol are not same. Petrol is a product that is extracted from petroleum. Clear? Petroleum is a dark peach-like substance. Clear? Tar. You have seen tar, coal tar, which is usually used to make roads. Actually, petroleum is like that. When we burn petroleum, when we heat petroleum, not burn, when we heat petroleum at different temperatures, we get different product from the petroleum. Like heating petroleum in a specific temperature, it will give us natural gases. Clear? We can also get natural gases from petroleum as well. After that, if we change the temperature and heat the whole petroleum in a different temperature, we'll get oils. What kind of oils? Like kerosene, like petrol, like diesel, this kind of things. Clear? So actually kerosene is the lightest oil present in petroleum. So heating in a lower temperature will give us kerosene first. After we extract kerosene, we can rise the temperature, and after rising the temperature, we will get petrol from it. Clear? After getting petrol, we can rise the temperature further and we will ultimately get diesel from it. Also, there are other materials like naphthalene. You have heard of naphthalene. We use naphthalene in our almiras to keep out the bugs, little bugs. Clear? So that's how naphthalene can be acquired. Other organic materials are also acquired from it, and after we extract all the good materials, all the valuable materials, there is only one thing left, that is coal tar. Clear? Tar is left. That tar can be used to make roads as well. That is also having some kind of use. That's how different products are acquired from petroleum and different products are acquired from coal. Clear? So these are the different uses of coal and petroleum. I have talked a lots and lots of data today. I have given you lots and information today. So if there is any doubt remaining, you can ask me. Okay, LPG, we'll talk about LPG. I have missed the thing. LPG is liquefied petroleum gas. Clear? Petrol is what? Petrol, sorry, petroleum. Petroleum is what? Petroleum is made up of various kind of things. I just said that heating petroleum in different temperature gives us different thing. So when we'll be heating petroleum in very low temperature, we will get petroleum gas. Yeah, liquefied petroleum gas. So that gas can be also used for burning. That gas can be also used for cooking food. Yes. So that gas is actually captured. That gas is compressed, and when we compress the gas become liquid. So that is liquefied petroleum gas. That liquefied petroleum gas is actually present inside the LPG cylinder. LPG cylinder that we get from our gas dealers. Clear? That gas is actually we are using in our kitchen to make food. That is all about liquefied petroleum gas. All right, anything else? Burning of fossil fuel are also linked to global warming. That is true. I'll also talk about it. Let's see if there are any other details, any other doubts remaining that I need to see. Put your comments, put your doubts here, and I'll try to explain them. Okay, there is no doubt till now. So I hope you have understood all the things I have said. Also, I recommend everybody to go through the chapter coal and petroleum so that we can have a better idea about the chapter. And next time we'll be uh, talking about more details about the different things present. Anything else till now? Okay, I can see one thing, that is PCRA. So PCRA is a organization, that is Petroleum Conservation and Research Association. Clear? PCRA, the full form is Petroleum Conservation and Research Association. This um, this body actually deals with the conservation of petroleum, because petroleum is a very valuable natural resource. Petroleum is used to prepare petrol, the petrol that we use to run our cars with, and also there are various other kind of things we can get from PCRA or petroleum. So this body actually regulates and keeps an eye on the whole system of extracting petroleum and using it for better purposes, so that no person can extract all the petroleum, the natural resource present in a country, and use it for their own. It should be used for the all the people of the country, right? All right. Full form of PCRA is already mentioned. If anything else doubt is remaining, then ask. Otherwise, I'll conclude our session today here. All right, I see no more questions, so it's better, I think, to conclude the session here. So thank you, students, once again, and we'll be having our next class on. Today is Tuesday, so Thursday. On Thursday, we'll be having our next class. So thank you, class.